Alright, today I'm visiting the town of Walton on the Naze, which is that way, and I've had a quick look on Google Maps this morning, and apparently it takes about an hour and 20 minutes on the bike to get there, so realistically that's probably going to take me about half hour or something like that. So let's carry on and we'll get there and see whether it's any good. I gotta be honest with you, I'm absolutely fucked at the moment. Not as fit and strong as I used to be, but that's all about to change because summer is here and I'm fucking buzzing off a can of Kestrel. Come on! Round the back sheds, fingering Delina. Round the back sheds, fingering Katrina. Now, when I arrived into the town centre of Walton on the Naze, it was delighting for me to find out that it was actually market day today here in the town of Walton Mayonnaise. And Walton's phase is famous for this market itself, and I hopped off my bicycle and thought I'd have a little wander around the car park itself where the market itself is actually held. And it was fantastic to see that they're still selling some of those classic products such as bananas and fish. I've spotted a couple of charity shops already, so I'm going to go and have a look in them first, see if there's any items that might pay for the day. Fucking insects everywhere. Honestly, coming down one of those hills, I felt like I had a wasp that flew into my ear, stole a bit of vital information and then just flew off again. I had loads of them going in between the cracks in my helmet as well. Feel them all crawling around in my hair and that. Look at that, the sea. It's beautiful. I'm definitely getting in now. I don't know what high tide looks like here, but it looks good enough for a quick dip. Wash some of the sweat off as well. I went charity shopping and not really a lot. I didn't get anything to sell to make money, but I picked myself up a couple of bits. Picked up these sunglasses, Foster Grants. I've given my old ones. They had a big scratch on one of the lenses, but they might be of use to someone with like a gammy eye or something. And then I've got a shirt as well for £1, checkered shirt, which I'll probably put on when I get out of here. It's all sweaty and that. I think it'd be quite nice cycling in a sort of loose fitted shirt with the air blowing through the holes in the front of it. I don't know whether you watched that Clacton video I did, but there's just fucking hell, what is that? Jesus. There's still ladybirds everywhere. There's one on the bottle there, but there was just swarms of them everywhere. I've seen something about it on the news as well. Like I didn't really listen to what it was, but I've seen there's a reason for it. They're just everywhere. There's loads of dead ones all over the beach, and it was like it when I left Clacton. Like the streets were literally paved with dead ladybirds. I don't know why you need to know that, but I'm going to get in the sea now. Well, I'd say Walton on the Naze is certainly a great place to visit. It's another classic British seaside town. Not a lot going on, but what's here is quite nice. I don't know, it's still a bit rough around the edges. Felt something rough around my leg there. Yeah, it's still a bit rough around the edges. Like you got your really nice bits. Like it looks like a few. What the fuck is that, man? away from that, yeah, there's still a few like there's lovely, looks like there's a few nice pubs which I won't be going in, and there's a few like lovely little tea rooms, a library, mate, there's shit everywhere in here, like some really nice things, and then, you know, outside this is horrible, honestly, I'll keep standing on fucking Gungeon now, I'm gonna get out, but yeah, like, so there's all these really nice places, and then sat outside those really nice places, you've still got your street goblins cracking open up cans of special brew and that, so it kind of brings it back down to life. This is hideous. This is why I wear shoes in the sea. It's, I'm being a bit of a minge really, and I don't know, I've stood on some bad stuff over the years, like glass and fucking God knows what else. I stood on a flatfish once as well, actually, and I actually felt it like drag away. It's obviously a whopper. Well, I think that's what I stood on. So yeah, that's why I wear sea shoes. Well, it brings me back to my point I was making the other day where I was on about it'd be nice to be out here swimming naked, which shouldn't be a problem, and at the moment I'm just swimming in my boxer shorts, because obviously I cycled here and they're all sweaty and that, so I'll put a fresh pair on when I get out, but I should just be able to walk up the beach and not worry about. I've just realised I've not even brought a towel with me, so I don't know what I'm going to do. As well, I parked my bike, there's like about 50 school kids who've literally just turned up since I've been in here, so I might just have to I don't know what I'm going to do actually. I'll have to keep this, that's literally wrapped around my leg, that is, I'm getting out. Bloke was fucking staring me right out then. To be fair, it's probably because I'm walking down the seafront in my boxer shorts. Right, I should be able to quickly get naked now. Well, I've decided to leave the town just because it was a little bit too hectic. There's definitely some sort of school field trip going on or something, and I'm guessing those schools are from, I don't know, maybe London or something. There's kind of a real, listening to some of the young lads, there's a kind of real roadman accent, but that kind of is branching out. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but I was a bit, just a bit confused last time when I was down in Plymouth and someone called me the man dem or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, it's everywhere now anyway, and that's fine. So we've gone out to look at Walton on the Naze. It's called Walton on the Naze. There's loads of places around here where you've got like Clacton on Sea, that's obviously on the sea. I mean, this is on the sea, and I don't even know what a naze is, and rather than googling it, I'm trying to find out. I mean, I think this is the Naze, so we'll try and work out what a naze is, and if I can't, then I'll Google it. Well, I reckon this is it. I reckon this is what a naze is, and it's potentially this sort of feature along here where the land is eroding away, and you've got this sort of cliff-like feature. And I've never been to the Grand Canyon, but I can imagine this is probably exactly what it feels like. We're going to stand on the end of it over here. As you can see, the Mandem have followed us here as well. When I turned up and they were screaming and shouting, they've calmed down a bit now. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Since I put this shirt on, I've just turned into a granddad who's fucking pissed off with a bunch of kids shouting and that. And I know full well when I was their age, I would have been making a lot more noise than that, I reckon. Don't know about standing on that. There's a massive crack going down here, but I think, to be honest with you, if it does give way, we'll be alright. We can roll out of that. I think it's not like standing on the edge of Beachy Head after a few fucking cans. Not really that exciting, to be honest with you. Let's have a look at this side. Oh, that's a bit more That's a bit more. I think that's a leg breaker. I reckon I'd still survive it. Bloody imbeciles. Well, okay. Well, let's just have a little talk about this building over there that you can see, and that's actually what's known as the Gammon Tower. The Gammon Tower was built by a man called Mr. Hock, and he was a big, strong man, probably the biggest man in the town of Walton, and all the town folk used to refer to him as Mr. Big Hock. Now, Mr. Big Hock was into some pretty weird shit, to be fair, and most evenings he'd spend his evening basically just shagging a bit of gammon. Mr. Big Hock was also a man of luxury, and it couldn't just be any old gammon. He'd get the finest cuts, and he'd wake up early in the morning, get it in the slow cooker, and cook it all day on a low heat, and it'd be ready for the evening, for him to spend the evening fucking it. These joints of gammon were just the most succulent, flavoursome joints ever, and basically Mr. Big Hock was also known for putting in a pretty good shift, and what was left of these gammons afterwards was just basically shredded meat. After Mr. Big Hock had finished pleasuring himself with these succulent joints of gammon, what was left over of it, rather than letting it go to waste, he'd eat it himself, and then these joints were so big, some of them, like, he couldn't finish it, so he'd even offer it out to some of the servants that worked at Gammon Tower. The servants were certainly concerned about this delicious meat they'd been eating, especially once they found out how Mr. Big Hock had been making it. They were certainly a little bit sceptical, and it was almost classed as a guilty pleasure. And it's those servants that called it, they come up with a name for it. They called it ham hock. Are you having some ham hock tonight? And as I said, a bit of a guilty pleasure, but they loved it and they were hungry, so they just kept scoffing it. And they'd obviously they lived in the town of Walton, and they'd go back and they'd tell their friends about it. And before you knew it, like the whole town was up here, wanting to try some of this delicious ham hock. And even the King Gary, he was like, I want to try it as well, and he come up here, and Mr. Big Hock gave him a massive portion, and he loved it, and he was like, I want this every day from now on. Mr. Big Hock turned around to King Gary and was like, look, I can't do this. I can't produce that much ham hock every day for everyone, because my knob's in bits at the moment. And King Gary was like, I don't care, like, you're gonna do it whether you like it or not. And he was like, from now on I want you to fuck 20 gammons a day. Mr. Big Hock still refused. He was like, I don't care, I'm not doing it, and went in his tower and locked the door. And the king was like, I'm certainly not taking that. So early the next morning, the king had sent round 10 of his strongest men with bald heads and that, and they went on there, they thudded on the door, and it was like, Mr. Big Hock, come out here now. And they kicked the door, and they went up to the top and ended up having to drag him down. Mr. Big Hock was crying and that, and they dragged him along here, and they'd built this little post with a basket on top, and the king was there waiting for him. And he was like, Mr. Big Hock, every day from now on for the rest of your life, we'll be waking you up and dragging you out here, and you'll be put in this basket, and until you've smashed them 20 gammons, you're not getting out to enjoy the rest of your day. And that's basically how Mr. Big Hock had to spend the rest of his life, really. A bit sad, isn't it? Well, it's time for me to start heading back now, but I'm going to need to put my helmet on, and then I need to hopefully get some food on the way back. I'm absolutely starving. I've not brought any lunch with me. Sort of in the mood for like ham hock sandwich. Well, look at this for a fantastic lunch location. I was quite tempted just to start eating in the car park of Aldi, but I thought no, let's go somewhere a bit better. And then I drove past this church and a graveyard, so it's going to be a bit of a spooky lunch today. I'm not certainly not a religious man, but you can't deny they certainly picked some fantastic locations and made some good buildings to do whatever they do in there. I don't know what I'm talking about. Now let's make some fucking sandwiches. Let's have a look what Grandad's got in his pantry today then. So I've got myself 4 cheesy topped rolls. I'm obviously not going to eat all 4 of them now. I'm probably just going to have one, and then I'll take them back with me, and then I can probably make Mrs. Phil a little cheese bat for her lunch tomorrow or something, and then I can have another one, and then that means there's one left over for a different time. And in there I'm going to put Spanish meats and cheese selection, where there's 11 Salchichon, 4 times El Iberico cheese, and 8 chorizos. And to be honest with you, I probably am going to eat all of that now, and then we'll worry about what everyone else is going to have another time. And sea salt and Chardonnay vinegar hand cooked crisps. I won't eat the whole pack now, but I might have some in the sandwich, and then a couple afterwards. And then to wash it down with, I've gone for a cowbell ready to drink iced coffee, espresso macchiato. And I've already had a coffee there. I try not to drink too much caffeine because it fucks me up. But I feel like it's alright, I can drink caffeine if I actually use it. Like if I can have a coffee and then I can go out on the bike or whatever, and if I'm actually like using it, it's fine. But if I have a big coffee and then just sit there doing nothing, I get what's it called? Like the one, I think it's anxiety or something, where you start feeling like really like down, and like you feel like the world's going to end, and you're like, oh my god, like what am I going to do about this? And you don't even know what this is. But I feel like because I'm out and about and that'd be fine. I don't reckon it'd be too strong either. Do you reckon the whole pack or not? I could have 2. I'm going to have 2 sandwiches. I've burnt it off. I must have burnt however many calories 2 sandwiches is. I reckon that's probably what I've burnt. So I'll even it out and have two rolls, and then that'll solve the problem of who's going to have that last roll. Jesus fucking Christ, that is absolutely lovely. I need to try not to put myself in a food coma here. This is the problem, because I get back on the bike and I've done it so many times where I think I'm going to cycle somewhere and go and get a roast dinner and have like fucking 10 pints. And you do that and, well, I don't know, maybe not 10 pints, but yeah, if you cycle to Toby Carvery, you're going to take a lot longer to cycle back after it. Wow. Yep. Let's crack this little puppy open. That's really good, to be fair, for a cheap iced coffee. This was like 55p or something, and I'd say, do you know what? I'd say that's nicer than like the Starbucks ones and stuff like that. Starbucks ones, this tastes more like a coffee. Starbucks ones always seem to taste like more like a milkshake or just like caramel flavour. This is what's it got in it? Pasteurised coffee flavoured drink made with, that's not the ingredients, is it? What's the ingredients? Semi-skim milk, 77%. Arabica coffee. It has got sugar stabilisers and some other shite in it. Carrageenan, I don't know what that is, but yeah, it's quite nice. Have a bit of respect and take our rubbish with us today. Not that I'd take it with me if I was sat outside the train station, but yeah. Thank you for letting us use your facilities. It's probably a little bit knacky to go in there and ask whether I can have a quick shit before I leave. I think we'll make it back in time for a nice hot diarrhea. Right, let's go. Don't know about that actually. Definitely ain't too much there. Well, to get a few of these buttons open, I reckon. Do you reckon 1, 2? Surely 2's the limit. I'm going 2, I might as well go 3 to be fair. I'm hanging out my ass like piles at the moment. We need some motivational music, I reckon. Who ate all the pies? Who ate all the pies? You fat bastard, you fat bastard. Phil ate all the pies. Woo! Come on. On a serious note, watch this space. By the end of the summer, this and these little milk puppets will probably be even bigger, I reckon. I'm hanging after that. I need a couple of birthday cakes or something. It's got something to pick up from here. 298998. 298998. Go on then. That one. Oh, I know what this is. Iron brew. Nice little treat at the end of that. Ice cold as well. Let's have a little look what we got in here. I know what's in here. Look at these little bad boys. Old school grind kings from like early 2000s, made in the USA. Don't know what wheel, Richter wheels and some stuff. These were a £5 on Vinted. I'll clean them up and put them on eBay. Should get 30 odd quid for them, and that certainly pays for today. A few work on points for myself for today. Drink more water, I'd say. Take more water with me. I wish I'd have had another bottle of water because I was kind of rationing that, and it would have been good to. Yeah, I should have drank more water before I left as well. Sandwiches, I only needed one of them sandwiches, didn't need 2. I put myself in a bit of a food coma and felt really sluggish on the way back. And take a towel. I need to try and find one of them, you know, like the microfiber, the little light ones and that. I don't want to buy one online because I know I'll find one in a charity shop sooner. Soon as I buy one, I'll end up seeing one and I'll be annoyed by it. So I'll keep my eye out for one of them. And a few more cans of this at the end, I reckon. But overall, not a bad effort, and it's a good start to get it fitter. Anyway, thanks for watching, and if your hands aren't aching after thrashing yourself senseless all the way through that video, click the like button if you can be bothered. If not, don't worry about it. Anyway, have a good day.